Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors owner dreams of pairing Steph Curry with two-time NBA MVP, report. Golden State Warriors owner Joe Lacob has big dreams for his team while Stephen Curry is still playing at an elite level. According to Sam Amick of The Athletic, Lacob's longtime dream is to pair Curry with two-time NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. One that I think is just always going to be monitored around the NBA is if the wheels fall off the Milwaukee Bucks, and we know that Joe Lacob has had kind of dreams of Giannis coming the Warriors' way for a very long time, Amick said on the TK Show podcast on September 12. Again, unlikely, but Chris Middleton is going to be a free agent next summer. He's been hurt so much. Damian Lillard, is he gonna have a bounce-back year? Doc Rivers, how does that go in year number 2? I think Giannis is kind of worth monitoring. Antetokounmpo signed a 3-year extension with the Bucks last year that will run through the 2027-28 season when he's 33. Injuries, chemistry issues, and mid-season coaching change derailed the Bucks last season. Antetokounmpo is now 3 seasons removed from being an NBA champion, and he aspires for more, he revealed in an interview with the New York Times in August 2023. The Greek Freak said that he would leave Milwaukee if he felt their championship window had closed. At the end of the day, I feel like all my teammates know and the organization knows that I want to win a championship, Antetokounmpo told the New York Times last year. As long as we're on the same page with that and you show me and we go together to win a championship, I'm all for it. The moment I feel like, oh, yeah, we're trying to rebuild, there will never be hard feelings with the Milwaukee Bucks, he continued. I believe that we've had 10 unbelievable years, and there's no doubt I gave everything for the city of Milwaukee. Everything. Every single night, even when I'm hurt. I am a Milwaukee Buck. I bleed green. I know this. If the Bucks season goes awry in Lillard's second year in Milwaukee, who knows what could happen next? If Antetokounmpo becomes available, the Warriors will be among the first in line knocking at the Bucks' door. As Klay Thompson plummeted from Curry's sidekick to a bench player last season, the Warriors have started plotting their next move. The Warriors have been aggressive since the February trade deadline in finding Curry a co-star to extend their rapidly closing championship window. They checked in with the Los Angeles Lakers for LeBron James before the trade deadline. But it never reached James as his agent Rich Paul quickly shut down the idea. After the Warriors failed to make the playoffs, they went after Paul George and Lauri Markkanen. But the Los Angeles Clippers did not accept the Warriors' offer and the Utah Jazz were asking for the farm. So the Warriors settled for role players Buddy Hield, Kyle Anderson and DeAnthony Melton. Will that be enough? Warriors' Draymond Green reacts to Joe Mixon's hardest hitters take. Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green knows a thing or two about sports' hardest hitters, as reflected in his interview with Houston Texans running back Joe Mixon. In an episode of the podcast Why is Draymond Green Talking About Football?, the RB sat down with Green and Jordan Schultz to list down his picks of the NFL's hardest hitters. Based on their conversation, the RB's picks are, in order, Fred Warner, San Francisco 49ers Zaire Franklin, Indianapolis Colts Roquan Smith, Baltimore Ravens Bobby Wagner, Washington Commanders Derwin James, Jr., Los Angeles Chargers. The Texans squeaked by the Colts 27-29 in Week 1, thanks to quarterback C.J. Stroud and Mixon's strong play. Stroud went 24 of 32, with 234 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, while Mixon had 30 carries for 159 yards, with 1 touchdown. While the Texans initially pursued Saquon Barkley, the former Giants running back eventually signed with the Philadelphia Eagles in free agency. Still, they upgraded their roster by trading for the former Bengals running back. Moreover, the Bengals were set to cut him from the roster, so he must have been thrilled at getting dealt to another team for a chance to reset his value and earn his next big contract. Taking advantage of the trade, Mixon signed a 3-year, $27 million extension after the deal. His stellar performance in Week 1 should have also made fans happy with the deal. Meanwhile, as mentioned, Draymond Green is no stranger to hard hits, even earning him a reputation as a dirty player. Last June, for instance, sports analyst and noted LeBron James hater Skip Bayless issued a savage take on the Warriors' defensive anchor. Draymond Green is, no exaggeration, the dirtiest player in NBA history by far, Bayless said on his eponymous show. At his core, deepest down, he's been a dirty basketball player with one or two screws loose. Since he entered the league, Draymond Green has been ejected a league-high 20 times. Golden State Warriors are interested in a Jimmy Butler trade. After Klay Thompson's departure, the Golden State Warriors are facing the prospect of trying to win a title without their iconic core. But when one star goes, it leaves room for the arrival of another, and the Warriors reportedly already have a replacement in mind, longtime veteran Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's going to be a free agent next summer. Didn't get an extension done? The Warriors have interest there and probably made a couple calls to Miami this summer, reported Sam Amick on the TK show. Butler, 34, is well respected around the league for his professionalism, competitive spirit, and his admirable work ethic. The 6X All-Star completed stints with the Bulls, Timberwolves, and 76ers before making his way to the Miami Heat, where he's been since 2019. Over 5 years with the Heat, Butler is averaging 21.3 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 5.7 assists per game on 49.6% shooting. He's led them to the NBA Finals twice and helped them advance to the Eastern Finals back in 2022. Publicly, Butler has been very vocal about this loyalty to the Heat, and he's announced his intentions to retire with the franchise several times before. After achieving so much success together, Butler and the Heat are intertwined, and many are convinced that the NBA swingman will retire in their uniform. But lately, there have been rumblings about a potential breakup in Miami, with Butler in the middle. Even at 34, Jimmy could earn quite a haul on the trade market, and with his contract set to expire next summer, the Heat have seemingly warmed up to the idea of trading him. As it stands, the Warriors would have the most to benefit from a Butler trade. After averaging 26.4 points per game last season, Stephen Curry proved that he's still an elite athlete, and now the Warriors need to surround him with talent that can maximize his game. In the wake of Klay Thompson's departure, the only reliable help that Steph has left is Draymond Green and Jonathan Kuminga, who both had many ups and downs last season. With only a few years left, Curry, 36, needs more backup than ever before in order to return the franchise to a state of contention. For his skills as a defender and bucket getter, Jimmy Butler would make a fine addition to the Warriors. His old-school, interior-oriented game is a direct contrast to Curry's, and his competitive edge will ensure that the entire rotation is playing up to their maximum potential. It remains to be seen what the Warriors would have to give up in such a deal, but it's worth consideration for a team that's so desperate to be competitive in the West. While they may never rebuild the dynasty of old, Curry and Butler could signal a return to the glory days if they have the chance to play together on the same side. As it stands, the future is still uncertain when it comes to Butler and the Warriors. Until we know more about where each team stands next season, it'll be difficult to determine whether they will make a major trade before February's deadline. But if it comes down to that, it might not be such a bad thing for either side. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.